Super player alert at crossroadcues.com. All ebony, extra clean, what we like to call pre-loved condition. All ebony, Cognoscenti, custom cue. Look at how straight this cue rolls. I roll a lot of cues over here. You guys see all the different custom cues that come through. And I actually have some cogs in my personal collection. And what I have noticed is that for whatever the reason, whatever Mr. Joe Gold does in his legendary shop in Chicago, my hometown, whatever he does internally or within his construction process of these cues, they tend to stay extremely straight. I want you to notice the front of this cue, the nose. I've talked about it in other videos about how when you roll a cue, I always use the terms it rolls smooth like butter. But a lot of times you'll have a little tiny bit of variation or a little bit of movement on an older cue. And I know this is an older cue, not by the way that it looks, because it looks extremely clean. I just got this out of a high-end collection. I know it's an older cue because these white floating points in the forearm and the butt sleeve, those are all natural white material. He does not build that way anymore, but this cue looks like it came out of a time capsule. It is perfectly straight and extremely clean. Almost no real signs of play at all. The finish looks like glass. But anyway, smooth as silk. His cues just roll so good. This is a true ebony cog. The reason I say that, there was a short time where Joe was making some, they were calling them like, I want to say Ebenezer. It's like Ebenezer Scrooge from the movie Scrooge. But no, they were called ebonized or something like that. Like ebonized. What they were laminated maple. This is nothing like that. This is 100% ebony from the top to the bottom, again with natural white points floating in the forearm and the butt sleeve. Of course, you have his signature pin and his signature silver railroad track style rings. If you do not currently own a cog, if you don't have one in your collection, this is a perfect opportunity, in my humble opinion, for you to break into the world of cog cues. Ebony is by far the most sought after among the cogs. Now, all the ones that I have in my collection, and I've got Purple Heart, I've got Bacote, I've got not Bacote, I've got Purple Heart, I've got Coco Bolo, I've got Ebony and Maple, and all of them hit good. But the ebony is something special. Very good playability and surgical craftsmanship. I mean, just really clean and tight work. Interesting fact about Joe Gold. When you order a cog, he will only put a linen wrap on the cue himself. Now, he has been known to do some special orders occasionally. If you want a leather wrap, he would actually send it off and get something like that done, and it's not going to be cheap. But he prefers to do the linen wrap. His linen wraps are tight form fit. Really good shafts as well. His shafts are extremely well aged. These are the original cog shafts with the matching ring work. 3.4 and 3.3, 13 millimeter, and a 12.7. I'm going to roll the back of this so you can see. Look at that, how nice and straight it is. These cues are not getting any cheaper. They are great investments, in my opinion. Cogs are not easy to get. They're one of those cues that, you know, when people get them, they usually hang on to them. He doesn't mass produce cues, and he's not in a hurry, you know, going out trying to sell cues to anybody. Most of his stuff is all pre-sold. A lot of it goes overseas. Look at how nice and straight that is. But the playability, that is what really makes these stand out. There's truly no other cue that hits just like a cog. They have a really distinctive hit, and it's a great hit, nice and solid. It's just a high-performing cue if there ever was one. This cue has all the makings of the perfect player. I actually have one just like this that I picked up from a friend of mine, Dr. T, one of my good clients and friends. I purchased one from him that he had in his collection. So if I didn't have that, I would be keeping this cue because it's very simple, very understated, but very, very, very powerful player. So there you go. Made by the great Mr. Joe Gold from Chicago, Cognoscenti. It's going to be available on the website, crossroadcues.com. If you need some financing, we've got payment plans, a lot of different ways that you can buy the cue with little or no money down, and we ship out lightning fast. Thanks for taking a look, crossroadcues.com.